Halloween celebration continues. You know, Halloween is a perfect time to really enjoy the creative opportunity with your children. You know, we're all pretending to be something that we're not. This is a chance for us to really get those creative juices flowing for the little ones. And the importance with that also comes with talking and reading and singing. So that's why we have our next guest from First 5 California. Jamie is here to help inspire us on how to make Halloween time even more fun and really help our children too in their development. So really quick, Jamie, though, I want to share with our viewers, why is it so darn important that we make sure on a regular basis that we talk, we read, and we sing with our kids?
Well, it's all about early brain development, right? It comes down to that. Exposing children to vocabulary early and often, as much as possible, not only prepares them for school, but greater success later in life.
I love that. Greater success later in life, which is something every single parent wants for their kid, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's Halloween and you look fantastic, my friend.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it, Pippi Longstocking. Okay, while we're out there trick-or-treating tonight, we can engage our children in some creative play as well, in addition to the amazing costumes we're all going to be donning.
Right.
But I'm talking about in the way of singing, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. There's, you know, a million Halloween songs that you can pull. Monster Mash is a really popular one that kids love, or you can just take the ones that you know, Mary Had a Little Lamb, or Mary Had a Little Ghost, or something, changing out the words of the songs you do know to, you know, fit the occasion.
And I have to be honest though with you, Jamie, I think some parents, they hold back just a little bit because they feel that things have to be perfect or they need to be more prepared for their children. Right. That's not the case though, right?
No, it's all about having fun. And, you know, your kids aren't going to complain or be upset, you know, that you don't know the words to a song, or, you know, that you make something up and that it's not something they already know. It's just about having a good time and engaging with them. That's what really counts.
And when it comes to making up, I mean, you can't, I mean, that in itself.
Can't go wrong.
Exactly, you can't go wrong, and that in itself is a great example of creativity.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, so when we're done trick-or-treating, we're all gonna go home. We're gonna start to get a little tucked into the bed, which means it's story time, and there are so many great Halloween books to share with our kids, right?
Yes, there are. There's lots of them out there that are very age appropriate, depending on, you know, if you have a 1-year-old all the way up to 5-year-old. Some are more engaging. One of my son's favorites is I Spy, which is actually one that, you know, kids you can do together. It's almost an activity, a reading plus activity, where you have beautiful pictures, you read the words, and then you hunt for the images in these pictures. And so it's a whole activity that you can do together, and it's really fun.
And tonight, would that be a good night to introduce the flashlight possibly?
Yes, yes. You can decorate the area that you're going to sit down and read in, maybe get your sleeping bags out, pillows, flashlights, Halloween lights, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel is age appropriate, and, you know, have a good time, you know, create that, you know, imaginative, creative environment together.
And I do have to point out, I love this book. We also have Creepy Carrots in our house, which is by the same author. It is a definite go-to during this Halloween time.
Absolutely,
in our home. Okay, so we've covered the creating your own stories, reading books, making engaging, singing. How else can we also make learning, reading time, all this more interesting for our children?
Well, another good way is role-playing and creating stories, you know, coming up with your own stories together and acting them out, and getting your kids involved if they're old enough to do that, you know, have them make up some of the story as well. And for little ones, you know, you've got your 1 and your 2-year-olds that you're not going to have captive audiences when you're reading, but they are hearing and they are absorbing, so you got to keep doing it.
And that's a great point too. I had mentioned, you know, some parents I think are a little apprehensive because, like I said, they feel like it has to be perfect. And one of those situations is when you're reading to toddlers, you're like, oh, they're not even paying attention anyway. But it's still important that you do, right? Because they hear your voice.
Yes, they're doing what they do naturally. Crawl around, roll around, but they're still listening. They're still hearing the story. Yeah, and you're creating memories doing that.
Yeah, exactly. You're creating memories. And that's so important. And so tonight when we go out to create those memories, sing songs as mentioned. I mean, talk about role play. Today's the perfect day for that. Engage your children, get those creative juices flowing. When you go home, you try to settle down, make sure you introduce a book. And don't just do it tonight though, do this always. Today is just hopefully a launch pad for some individuals, and then you'll continue this practice for years and years and years to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And where can our viewers go for more information?
First5California.com.
First5California.com. And endless resource there, by the way. And also, I do want to point out that if you are looking for some great books in addition to the ones that we've mentioned here on the show right now. You can also check out our 10 books to read here from ABC 10. There is a whole list of suggested books for the entire month of October. We'll have a new one coming out November 1st, by the way, as well, which is another great source for some inspiration. Jamie, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Love the Pippi Longstocking.
Thank you.
You look adorable. Everyone, we hope that you're inspired to have some fun with your kids for tonight, and stick around because we have a lot more Halloween fun to come right here on Sac and Co right after the break.